RV Rebel Girl says, hey, there's rules, and you should follow them. Study Campervan. He needs to go get his eyes checked, and he trusts his gut. What am I talking about? Well, stick around and find out. What is up, my viewers? How is everybody doing today? All right, well, let's just jump into it. Let's start out with Ninth Element. That's right, my buddy Ninth Element, Mindy. She was here with me on Thursday. She was my special co-host. We had a blast, and she just did a little birthday live stream where she was hanging out with some of her friends and did a little live stream. Now, me, yeah, that's right, the horrible YouTube friend that I am, I missed it. I missed the live. I wasn't there to participate, but I did watch the replay. Seems like they had lots of fun. It was a really good little celebration there with the crew. Looks like they had a blast. So yeah, go on over and check that one out. Seems like they had a good time. I think you will enjoy it. So go over and check out Ninth Element and watch her celebrate her B-Day. All right, next we're going to talk about Just Dorit. Now, Just Dorit, she is doing her little schooly build. She has a little short bus, a little bus, but she is doing window coverings. And she opted, instead of, doing one big panel that covers all the windows, and buses have lots of windows, as we know, she is doing little individual ones for each window. That way she can take them on and off as she wants, and she can let as much light in or keep as much out as she wants. So she is making her little window coverings.
Essentially, I cut the Reflectix, and then I cut 2 pieces of fabric to slightly larger than that piece of Reflectix. That way, when I got my glue out, I could cover my sins with the extra fabric. So Super 77 spray adhesive goes to the back of the Reflectix to your first piece of fabric. Beautiful, press out those bubbles. Okay, folks, it's an arm workout. Get your second piece. I chose like a blackout felt to go on the outside. Again, spray adhesive. We know it. We love it. Drape it over there. And then press out those sins. Shoo out those demons. And then voila, we have our first panel spray glued. And then I'm going to show you 2 more times.
And there she goes. She made her panel. So go over and check it out. See how she makes her panels to cover her windows, and see how she attaches them. It's a very interesting way. And a lot of work, though, but I guess it's worth it when it is your home. So go over and check out Just Dorit. Okay, now let's talk about Carolyn. No, not that one. The other one. RV Rebel Girl. That's right. Carolyn, RV Rebel Girl. She talks about rules. That's right. There's rules, people. There's rules. I know we don't like rules. Nobody likes rules, but hey, just look what people do to each other and all the chaos and mayhem that we go through when there are laws and rules that people break, and see what happens when what they do to each other. Just imagine if we lived in a lawless society when there was no rules and regulations. Yeah, it would be kind of turmoil and madness and like the old Wild Wild West or worse. But anyway, Carolyn says, hey, come on, there's some rules. We should follow them. We should, be kind to one another as we're out here. Be generous. Be aware. You're not the only one out here camping. You're not the only nomad. So be aware of one another and be nice.
Why do we choose to live a nomadic life? Because we want to be free from rules. We want to be free. We want to be able to go out and do things and be free, right? So I guess a lot of people just didn't think that there would be rules. There are rules. And there seems to be some confusion, I think, with some people, not all, mostly. What are the nomad rules to camping out, to boondocking? There are LTVA rules, and there are boondocking rules anywhere else on BLM land when you're out west, and even when you're out east. But you should check to see, what are the nomad rules? Yeah, those are different rules. What is the etiquette of camping when you're boondocking out in the middle of nowhere? What are the rules?
That's right. What are the rules? Well, there's different rules. BLM land. Now, that's supposedly government land, right? It's government run land. It's government taking care of our land. But it's our land because we're taxpayers and it's land set aside for us. But BLM does have a mission statement, and their mission is to preserve the land, the things on the land, the nature, the animals, the artifacts, the fossils, whatever. It is to protect and preserve, as well as establish areas where people can use the land for recreation. So there are rules. But a lot of the wheeled wonders, it's BLM land. It's my land. I can do whatever I want because I'm a taxpayer. And the Bob said that all you got to do is come out here to the desert because it's BLM land and we can do whatever we want because it's our land. We're a taxpayer. We can do it. It's my land. I can use it. No, it's not just for you. Some of it is set aside for you, but it's for everyone to use. And the things that are on it and preserved on it and the animals and everything else that are on it it's a safe haven for them as well as a recreational place for you. And there are rules. You're supposed to be there so many days and then you have to move so far away and you can still stay there, but you kind of got to move around. You just can't plant your ass and go, boom, this is me. This is where I am. I'm going to be here for 8 months and then maybe I'll move. No, there are rules. She mentioned the LTVA. That's the long-term visitors area. They have different rules where you go in, you pay a small fee, and it is a small fee, and you can stay for a long period of time. See, it's in the name, long-term visitor, long-term. You can stay for the long term. That's right. They have rules. You can't do this. You can't do that. There's quiet rules. She goes over all that. Very interesting. It's a very good video, very well done, and she goes over a lot of things. Now, when you go to a campsite, they have rules, and each campsite you go to has different rules. You buy or rent your little slab of concrete or little patch of stones or whatever it is that you back in, and you have your little fire ring and everything, and there you go. And there's rules. But every place you go, there are some kind of rules that you should follow. And then those are the rules that are written down that we can go look up and read and find out what the rules are in these places. But then the Nomad rules that she talks about, they're the unspoken rules. The rules that, it's just the etiquette, the being kind to one another. People of like interest, they know these little rules, and they're there just to, hey, I set up my camp. We have hundreds of miles. You don't have to come and set up right next to me where I can reach out my door and touch your shit. Now, it's not a rule. You really can't enforce that because, again, you're on BLM land. So technically, unlike me in the sticks and bricks, I have those boundaries that are surveyed and they're on a map somewhere and people know exactly where those boundaries are, where those property lines are, and you have to stay off of mine and I'll stay off of yours unless invited. Unlike when you're out in the BLM land where it is everyone's land, right? It's for recreation. So technically your little boundary starts when someone touches your door. Now they are on your property. So technically, unless I'm wrong, if I am wrong, please let me know in the comments below. And there might be a rule or regulation that I did overlook. But technically there is no rule saying that, hey, well, here's my camper. I have 5, 6, 10 feet, and then I have a fire ring. And then, so you should stay 4 feet on the other side of my. No, there is none. It's just basically, boom. So if somebody really wants to come up and bring their lawn chair and set it up next to your fire ring, they technically can in BLM land. But there's that etiquette that they're talking about. The Nomad rules, where Carolyn goes over all this. It's really cool, that first person in sets up camp. It's their camp. It's their rules. So if they say, you park over there, you park over there, you stay over there, you keep your damn dog over there. And at, 11 o'clock, we're going to, cut the noise or whatever. But the unwritten rule is, and the etiquette is, first person in, it's their little campsite. So it's all about just living together with the rules, those written and those just understood. But it's a very good video, so I highly recommend it. Go over and check out RV Rebel Girl's video about the rules, the different rules. And this is coming from a retired officer who is used to enforcing those rules. And she talks about all kinds of stuff like, hey, if, you don't want people to know where you are, don't put your name on your rig. They're going to know. And she talks about not everybody out there RVing has a YouTube channel. And not everybody wants a camera jammed in their face. And not everybody wants to be surrounded by a bunch of people that are there to get a photo op or in someone's YouTube video. So she talks about all kinds of stuff. And it's very cool video. And I find it highly informative. And she also talks about poop and not letting your dogs piss all over everything. And not only that, but not you pissing all over everything. She talks about, dumping gray tanks. Yeah, in some places in the desert, you are technically allowed to go over and water the vegetation, if you will, without having to run somewhere and dump your tank. But she said you don't dump it where you sit or next to your neighbor because that shit stinks. Just because it's not a black tank, she says it stinks. You're washing your funky, nasty ass in your shower. You're washing your dishes. You're washing food down the sink. And that all goes in that gray tank. And you dump that stuff out. And she said it stinks. Not only that, don't let your pet run around and piss on someone else's tire or lawn chair or anything else or shit in their area. It's just common courtesy and etiquette. So there. It's not just us city folks that are ignorant and just don't like people. Some of the RVers out there, they need to watch their P's and Q's as well. But it's a very good video. Again, I can't say it enough. Go over and check out RV Rebel Girl Carolyn. Good video, girl.
This is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
Good video. All right, let's keep this moving along with Static Campervan. Now it's time for him to get his eyes checked.
Well, it's getting down to the wire here. I have needed to go to the eye doctor and update my lens prescription for quite some time. The last eye doctor I went to was not very friendly, did not go very well, and kind of scared me off of going back to an eye doctor that I don't know. But I've got to do it now. I'm down to my last pair of contact lenses, so it's kind of crunch time. So I just spent a few minutes on the internet.
So yeah, there you go. It's time to get your eyes checked. You hear that, all you guys out there? That's right, you full-timers out there. Take heed. If it's time to get your eyes checked, I know, oh, well, my eye doctor's over there. My health insurance sucks. You live your life on the road, driving from point A to point B, from point A to point B, over and over and over again. You spend your life on the road, driving all over the place in your nomadic life. So please, not just for your own sake, but for the sake of everybody else that you are on the highways and the byways of this great country and others, get your eyes checked and make sure you are seeing what you're supposed to see, the way you're supposed to see. Very important, very important. So take it from Static Campervan. Get those eyes checked when you're supposed to. Keep your glasses up to date. Keep your contacts up, whatever it is, but get those eyes checked. Take it from a blind guy who can't drive anymore. I got to be toted around everywhere. But you guys out there, full time in it, you're always on the road, and you like that freedom, the free, cheap, and easy. And the free part is you get to roam around wherever. So while you're driving out there, take others into consideration too. Make sure you can see, for fuck's sake. All right. And not just that, but Static Campervan, he also says, look, trust your gut when you're out there and you're finding that place to sleep. That's right. Trust your gut.
But In this particular situation, there's really nothing that's out of the ordinary. Everything looks great, great neighborhood. Nothing is jumping out that says, don't park here tonight. But for some reason, there's still that little thing in the back of my head that's saying, just find another spot tonight. So that's what I'm going to do. I didn't really see a spot that I liked necessarily when I was walking around, but I'm just going to drive and see if I can find something that feels better than this spot. This is van life. This is the trade-off of not having to pay rent every night. So yeah, I don't have a $1,200 a month rent payment for a one-bedroom apartment here in San Diego, but from time to time, I just have a feeling that I shouldn't be in the spot that I'm in, so I just find a new spot. That's it.
So there you go. Trust your gut. And it's not just the ladies. We talk about this all the time. Hey, trust your gut. When you talk about things about for single females and single people, the single ladies, put a big old dog collar out on your on your door handle or something. Put a man's pair of boots outside, or put an extra chair out, even though it's just you. Put 2 chairs out. And the most important thing we always say is trust your gut. If you pull in somewhere and you go, this doesn't seem right, skedaddle, go. So it's not just for the ladies. There's a single fella. He got it too. So you guys, if you're out there, even if you're with your family, it doesn't matter. If you got that feeling, you're looking around and goes, well, it looks nice, nothing going on. But if you got that little thing that says something just ain't right, hey, what do they say? It's better to be safe than sorry. That's right. It could look all good, and you might have moved for no reason at all. But what is the big deal? Trust that gut. Move down the road. Find another spot. And you don't have to agree with me. That is never the point here. The point is that
this is Blind Views, and that's how I see it.
What we do here is go back.